I started doing this when I was 19 years old. And God told me one day, start a Bible study and just bring women together. And I thought it was the craziest thing because all of my friends were guys at that time. I had no girlfriends. I didn't even want any girlfriends. And I find a lot of women who come to this community feel the same way. They don't have those deep girlfriend relationships. But I started this entire thing from a Bible study that turned into me posting on Instagram when I went through a devastating divorce, and literally walked into my house one night with my baby girl on my hip and flicked on the lights and everything was gone. And I crumbled to the floor, and I remember crying until I could not cry anymore. I don't know if you've ever cried till you couldn't cry, like no more tears were left. And in that moment, I felt God's presence, which wasn't anything that was new because I had felt his presence before. I've been a Christian for a long time, but I never felt his presence quite like this. It felt like a warmth, and it felt like he was wrapping me up in his arms. And I saw eyes of fire, and I heard God say, "You're not alone. And if you trust me in this process, I'm going to make you beautiful, wild, and free again." And I was like, well, God, I don't have much trust at all. And he said, if you trust me, I will show you what you need to do. So I said, well, what do I need to do? And God said, I want you to sit in my presence every day. I'm going to write down everything that I hear God saying during that time period. He said, just sit in my presence and listen. And I started listening and taking notes. And after a while, some of the things that I was dealing with, because it was devastating. I mean, it was heartbreaking what I went through. I had been married for 12 years to my college sweetheart. We had 2 children, and this was not where I was supposed to be. And I think a lot of us find ourselves in these places sometimes in life where we are somewhere and we don't know how we got there. Like, how did I get here? Because this was not where I wanted to be. But what I didn't know was that that was exactly where God wanted me to be. He wanted me to be there so that he could bring me in closer to him. And through this entire experience with manifestHERdaily, I've been able to see everything that he told me during that time period come to fruition. And it's beautiful. It's wild. It's free. It's all the things that he said. But it all started with me sitting in his presence and doing what he said, which was listening. And I started getting answers, and I started understanding, and I started getting revelations, and my emotions became calm again, and I started getting peace again. And all the things that I had been missing for so long in my life, God restored back to me. And he did exactly what he said he would do. So one day God said, everything that you are writing, I want you to put on Instagram. And I was like, no. I am a behind the scenes person. I do not like being in front of the camera. I am not the one that's supposed to be on the stage in my mind, right? I'm an introvert. People are always surprised when they find that out. I am an introvert. But God was like, put it on Instagram. And so I did. And people just started flocking to it. It just started resonating, I think, with people. So that's how it got started.